With all of the news that is coming out about the changing housing market, it is more important than ever that you have the right perspective on things. Whether this is or is not the right time for you to sell your home, perspective matters, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Hello Central Maine, welcome back to the channel. It is your realtor Nick Isgro with eXp Realty, and like I said, today we're just going to talk a little bit about the shifting housing market and to give it a little bit perspective in time. Now before we get into that, I do want to welcome you here to the channel. If you've never been here before, we cover all things real estate here in the state of Maine, but particularly in the Central Maine market. If that's of interest to you or adds value to your process in the buying and selling of homes, do me a favor and go ahead and hit the like button on this video, hit subscribe, knock that little alarm bell, and you'll be notified every time I put out new content. All right, now jumping right into it, what I want to focus on today is really the supply side of the market, because that has been the main driving force behind all of what we've seen over the last couple of years, the supply and demand, and really the supply has never been anywhere near where the demand is, but what we've seen over the last few months, as you all know, is rising interest rates, inflation has put a little bit of softening on some of that demand. We've seen less showings overall than we've seen in the last couple of years, and more time on the market before homes are going under contract. So that less demand, more time on the market has led to an overall increase in the inventory. So where are we? Are we finally reaching a balanced market between buyers and sellers? Well, the answer is actually no, and here's why. While the supply of homes available for sale has definitely gone up this year, we're nowhere near a balanced market. Now, if you're a fan of this channel, you watch any of our videos, you know by now a balanced market is about 6 months of supply on the market. Now, nationally, we've seen figures go up from 2 to about 4 months of supply. Here in the Central Maine market, here in Kennebec County, we're just over 1 month of supply. So we are actually lagging behind the national market as far as months of supply. So that's a good differentiation to make between what's going on nationally and what's going on here locally in our local market. But in either case, we are not at that balanced market. And in fact, we are still at historical lows with regards to inventory. I want you to take a look at this graph I'm going to bring up here. So the week ending October 7th is used as an example here. As you can see, the first part of this graph, we're going to see that same week a year ago, we're at about 31% more homes on the market than we had a year ago that same week. What happens when we go 1 year before that kind of first pandemic year? Well, we're almost exactly the same. What happens if we go back before that, before these pandemic years? Look at this, deep in the red, we actually have far less inventory than we had going into the pandemic. And remember, going into the pandemic, that was still a market that was considered a very advantageous market for sellers. So just looking at these overall numbers here, of course, compared to a year ago, it looks like supply is down. Really, over the last couple of years, and it's always good to look at trends over time, we're still at a historically low number of homes that are on the market. So why does this matter? Why does this matter to you if you're looking to sell your home? Well, it matters because it shows that there is still a demand in the market for your home and that there's just not enough available homes still to meet that kind of demand that is out there. So the probability of your home selling is still very high, even in this market. While you hear a lot of the stuff on the news about what's going on, maybe compared to a year ago, what was happening a few years ago? Were homes still selling? Yes, they were. And in fact, now we have 40% less homes on the market than we did during that time. In fact, while homes are sitting on the market longer, the number of days on market on average is still far, far below where we were back in 2019 prior to the pandemic. Let's bring up a graph just to show you what this looks like as a trend. As you can see, we have pre-pandemic numbers in blue. You can see the big spike, the change happened in green. Those are the pandemic years. And in this cooling market where the numbers of days on market started to tick up, you can see those in orange. We're still far below where we were for market times prior to the pandemic hitting. So while this does mean that your home is likely to have a bit longer market time than it would have maybe last April, May, June, really as we came out of the summer, as that market started to cool and we started to hit that, you're still going to have a successful sale and your home is still likely to sell much faster than it would have in the pre-pandemic. Now here's the key, if it is priced correctly, and that is where you really just want to dig into the numbers. When you're working with a real estate professional, dig into those numbers, look at the markets, look at the trends, find out where you are, and really try to get realistic about where you should set that pricing, because it may not be as aggressive as it was last spring. But if you are in the market right now, by the way, and you're looking to buy or sell a home and you want a little bit more information, or maybe you just want somebody to run the numbers with you and kind of talk this over more in depth, feel free to hit me up. All of my contact information is linked in the post below. I promise to get right back to you. Also, if you're in the market, you've been in the market, and you just have some thoughts about this, please go ahead and drop a comment below. Always love to hear from you out there. And as always, I thank each and every one of you for sticking around to the end of this video. And until the next one, I'll see you next time.